Disclaimer: the views, opinions, and insinuations made by the host or guests do not reflect those of the show, the management, and the network. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, Think Talkers, to another transformative live episode here in Think Talk broadcast. Thank you for being part of our month-long series of premiere episodes of TTB New Chapter Unfold, hosted by professional certified life coaches and thought leaders from Life Coach Philippines International. I am your host, Life Coach Marife Garfin, for episode 25, Emotional Cheating No More, Rebuilding Trust and Intimacy. Today, we will delve into the journey of healing from emotional infidelity. Learn how to recognize the signs of emotional cheating, understand the effects on your mental health, and take practical steps to rebuild trust within yourself. Discover the empowering strategies to restore your sense of self worth, cultivate emotional resilience, and foster healthy, trusting relationship moving forward. So grab your notebook, settle now, look for your favorite spot, favorite space in your home or wherever you may be right now. Get ready to embark on this enlightening journey with us. Remember, the power of awareness will allow you to move forward to much more better life with a much more peaceful mind. So stay tuned and we will dive in as soon as I come back. So hydrate. See you in a while. And we're back. I'm back again. Okay. So, you know, this conversation is not an easy conversation. No, it's not an easy conversation. Um, and for those who may be in the situation that I will be talking about, this can cause a lot of pain. It speaks of betrayal of a safe space you have embraced. That's why it is going to be very painful. But there is a need for awareness so you can start putting on your own bulletproof vest before things or before a challenge can hit you. So today we're going to be talking about emotional cheating and how you're going to be able to overcome coming back as a much stronger you. And when you talk about emotional cheating, this is when a person invests more of their emotional energy outside of their marriage and receives emotional support and companionship from other relationships. This is an emotional affair going on as the person feel closer to the other person, more than their spouse or partner, and may experience increasing sexual tension or chemistry along with emotional intimacy. But when you talk about emotional cheating, the common dialogue would be, I don't know if you've heard your friend says, kasi ganyan talaga pag mga lalaki. Men are like that. Or would say, I've done everything. It's just that he's simply that. I made a mistake. But the question would be, is it only the male who does emotional cheating? Now, study shows that 90% of women and 77% of men worldwide admitted to have committed emotional infidelity. And so, if you have friends along in there, now, if you've known of anyone who is in the same struggle right now, do tag them along. Let them come in for this conversation that will level up our awareness on emotional cheating. And let me give my shout out to the kindred coaches who are here with me. We have Coach Lynn, Master Coach Jasmine, Coach Darbel, Master Coach A. Thank you so much, Master Coach A. Coach Joanna, and of course, Coach Candy Tang, and Coach Kit is here, so and Coach BJ as well. So thank you so much for hopping in. It when I was growing up and I was in the middle of all these things, of the struggle of my mom suffering from emotional infidelity. I've asked so many questions, as a child, how come that this has happened? And later in life, now that I'm an adult, I realize this is not just a simple mistake, but this has deeper, deeply rooted struggle. But the common reasons for emotional cheating, to name a few, are number one, it's discontentment with a partner, struggle with impulse control. There is such an impulse for the person or for the individual to really engage in emotional cheating. Number three, there's experiencing unresolved grief and loss. And many come into emotional cheating because they do not know any boundaries, especially if they've grown up in a family that emotional cheating was experienced. And one reason as well is narcissism, and you have that endless need for validation. Regardless of what the reason may be, emotional cheating is such a painful experience because when you fall in love, you give the best of who you are, you open up all your defense mechanism and embrace believing of on the person and the love that is being professed by this person. So all guards down. And a lot of times, if you do not know about boundaries, even boundaries are given away. Now, how does this begin? Emotional cheating, how does this begin? Now, this can start off as a platonic friendship that may graduate to emotional cheating when investment of intimate information crosses the boundaries set by married couple. Now, if you're single right now and you're not into a relationship such as marriage, there is an unwritten vow that both of you are to be a safe space together. Both of you are one. So whenever you do something, make decisions or do something, you cannot not consider your partner. There is already an openness to it. And as I've said, you have become safe space for one another, and the defense mechanism or your defense system is already down because you are who you are authentically and vulnerable in front of the person or your partner or your husband or spouse or wife. Emotional cheating is actually basically opening a door that should remain closed. It should remain closed because when you get into partnership or in a relationship, you are designed to be in one relationship, monogamy, exclusivity, and labels are placed in there. And when it comes into the violation of that unwritten, though when you take a vow, you say for better or for worse, and you come into an agreement that we are on. So it's like a reflex. It's like a a natural awareness that you are in a relationship, and so you know that you are exclusively for one person. But when the person has so much struggles, just like what I've said earlier, things can happen that emotional cheating can come to an experience. Now, what are the signs of emotional cheating? Number one is anticipating alone time or communication with your friend. You just want to be alone with the person. You just want to talk to him. So instead of a group, it's male, female, no? Or for some people, maybe it's just like being with a friend and anticipating or wanting to be with that friend than your partner. It's number two, it's beliefs that your friend understand you better than your spouse. Again, it violates the dynamics of a relationship wherein you are exclusively, that you are in partnership with someone, you're a teamwork with someone. It's decreasing time with your spouse. No, you would see a decreased time with you. And it's also giving your friend a personal gifts. It's keeping your friendship a secret. Now, how come? If it's friendship, how come it's a secret? And secrecy is the enemy of intimacy. Every healthy relationship is built on a foundation of honesty and trust. So how come you want to make it a secret if there's nothing in it? And its lack of interest also happens in intimacy with your spouse. You don't want to be sleep beside your spouse, or to even have some intimate moments with your spouse. Preoccupation or daydreaming about the person or your friend, sharing thoughts, feelings, and problems with your friend instead of your spouse, responding to confrontations about the emotional cheating with "we're just friends," and withdrawing from your spouse. And I can remember this one. There was a moment, I think I was just only in grade 2 or grade 3. I saw my mom, no, and my mom wearing her uniform. She's a teacher in a nearby high school, no? And she came in. She was had a happy smile, and she was with my dad. And I don't know where they came from, but they came from somewhere. And I realized later that my mom was introduced to the person that she was worried about. I saw that she was a little bit calmer, but still I saw the edge. I felt that she was not yet totally 100%. And this is something that I've heard with my dad over and over again. Whenever he will be confronted, he would just say, "It's just a friend." And there are many male friends of mine that, to escape the scrutiny of the partner of the spouse, they would just put in all male names in their cell phone. I don't know. I don't know if you can relate with me. But this is actually this is already uh, a sign of emotional cheating. Coach Candy Tang said when a person invests more emotional energy outside of marriage, yes. So, yes, Coach BJ, 90%. Maybe because basically for women, we need emotional attachment. We want to be involved emotionally and not more into physical. But remember, when you talk about emotional cheating, this is just the doorway to the total infidelity issue of doing physical acts already. So this is just part of it. Now, when you come into a space of experiencing emotional cheating, it can impact your mental health. What would be the consequences of this mentally? Number one, emotional turmoil, overwhelming mix of powerful emotions like anger, sadness, and confusion. Betrayal also may give you the feeling of profound loss and emptiness, and there will be time that you can feel like you're numb. While anger may challenge the violation of trust, sadness can cause you to be sad as well and lonely, and confusion will press on the why. What happened? How come? Why did it happen? How did not I see it? Would be so much of those and can be overwhelming for one particular person to handle. And so you wouldn't want to be in such a space because the emotional, the emotional energy would just be blending so high and it can be chaotic. Emotional turmoil can present itself through overeating or undereating. You may be oversleeping or undersleeping, anger or lashing out, overwhelming sadness, of course, as I've mentioned earlier, pulling away from people and things. Some people leave work and they file a leave of absence or they don't want to work anymore. They will go on absences. They will not connect with others and they will feel tired to do things or feeling you have to keep busy all the time just to take your mind off of something. It's a very, very painful experience to be in. If this emotion persists long, it may lead to mental health challenges and such as depression, anxiety, and symptoms similar to PTSD. Second implication that can happen or effect that can happen is trust complication can happen that may affect the future relationship. If the person is not married and is just in partnership with someone, he or she may have difficulty trusting another person again. Third, psychological impact is self esteem challenges. The sense of self will be affected. Blaming of oneself is very common. Self doubt can gnaw at their self esteem, leaving them believing they are worthless even long after the incident happened. Infidelity or emotional infidelity is not only a breach of trust, you have to remember that, but a blow to the self concept, especially when change in relationship status or marital status follows. Betrayed partnership is another impact that can lead to, as I've said, PTSD, nightmares of infidelity, repeatedly relieving pain and shock. Intrusive thoughts can come. That's why it's going to be difficult to fall asleep. You will be ruminating on what has happened, the betrayal and the loss, the physical intimacy in their primary relationship can be affected. Emotional numbness can come. It can set a defense mechanism of emotional pain. There will be an increased vigilance that can happen into the individual that can be obsessively attentive. They can be over attentive to the point, lalo pag nahuli. No, when they catch them doing some following, liking some, in Facebook, following some beautiful ladies or looking at men or seeing if you're a man you're seeing your spouse having some flirty moments with a guy, you will be overly protected, you will be very jealous, you can be one person who can be dangerous at this point. These are the psychological impact, and I hope you are still in control of your emotion because it's not easy to talk about. How are you feeling now thinking about it, angered, anxious, triggered, probably. Hang in there. You just hang in there. Because as I come back, I will share how an individual can rise up against this challenge. It's not an easy thought, but it is a must. It is a must. So hang in there. Just put in, no? I want you to deload. If you're one person who've known someone, I know you have some emotions in there. And I know that you can connect and you can relate because you've seen it with someone. And if you have experiences, deload yourself, Put in what word you're feeling right now in the chat box. No, comment in there. Stay tuned. I will come back in a while to share to you how you can break out from this horrible experience. See you in a while. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate.
As a business owner, are you overwhelmed by the need to post beautiful, engaging content every single day? Are you left wondering what to write? Tired of scrolling through stock photos that all start to look the same? Confused by complicated graphic design programs? Rise Up Creatives is here to help. Each month, we give you everything you need to create 31 days of social media content in just 5 minutes a day. Customizable captions, curated lifestyle photos, a drag and drop graphic design tool, and the ability to post directly to your social media accounts. No one else empowers you with these 4 resources all in one place. Each month, we help you plan your social media calendar by providing you with 31 image themes and customizable captions so you can quickly and easily create engaging content and grow your following. Simply select the image that works best for your feed or story. Then, copy the caption and customize it to fit your audience. 5 minutes a day. It's that quick. Plus, you'll absolutely love our drag and drop graphic design tool. Start from scratch or choose one of our beautiful templates to fit your unique brand. When you're ready to export your design, you can download, email, or post directly to your social media accounts. Here's the truth. Our world needs what you have to offer. Don't let technology or procrastination hold you back. Rise Up Creatives is more than an online resource. We're a community helping you overcome your biggest barriers to reach your greatest goals. We're here to help you rise up and be creative.
And I'm back. So how are you all? How are all the emotion? I'm seeing the comments, the different comments, and I'm pretty sure everybody can just be, can feel also the emotion. It's never, it's even in just thinking about it, right? It's not, it will cost you so much of the emotion. You even if you've not experienced it, if you just think about it, it's gonna really like give you such like it will hit you, right? Because there in it is innate in every human being, especially if you're one person who think about trust, think about vulnerability and authenticity, partnership, relationship, marriage is something that we all yearns and we all desire. And that's why if it's going to be affected in such a way on emotional cheating, you will feel it because we all desire for it. So are you ready for part two? But honestly, this topic triggers emotion that can be very daunting. If you are one person needed to really deload, that's why it's important that if you are a person experiencing and you're having some struggle also in this particular topic on emotional cheating, and you've had a bad experience before, maybe it may not be present, or you have some emotional trauma about it is a good thing to really have a space for you where you can breathe, where you can simply be who you are, where you will not be con- you will not be judged, and you can simply find rest. And that's the reason why we have opened Decaf Coffee Republic. Decaf Coffee Republic is a safe space for everybody, those who wanted a safe space, a haven. So if you're one person having those struggles, those emotional traumas right now, Decaf Coffee Republic is a place that you can go to. It's open 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. It's up all night. If you're one person having some undersleeping or oversleeping, or maybe you're overeating or undereating, there's so much that you can learn from in Decaf Coffee Republic, and have a conversation with all the coaches. It's the home of the professional life coaches, CACC life coach from Life Coach Philippines. So it's a time, it's a friendly space that can embrace you when you are in emotional turmoil. So if you're also one person that you wanted to have really conversation, your Life Coach Philippines International is an accredited CPD accredited gives a CPD accredited classes, and this speaks of quality. And if you're one person wanting to really learn more and have the awareness, you can just simply connect with us through 0917-586-1661. And I invite you to follow Life Coach Philippines International page, and even our Think Talk broadcast, so that you can learn, continuously learn, and be part, really, be part of what we do, because healing is something that you will be needing. To journey towards healing is something that you need if you want to really continuously thrive in life. So let's move on. Let's go back. I've read a lot of messages, of comments in here, just like what Coach Lynn said, that there should be precaution, and even in church, men and women groups should be separated, because when you are not contented, when you kind of feel there is a need that is unmet within you, and there's a ready shoulder to cry on, it is also a time, and that is also a particular scenario wherein infidelity or emotional cheating can begin. That's why you have to be able to cry out and deload yourself in a safe space. In a safe space. Okay. So when things happens, no, as much as you want to forget it, it has happened. Nangyari na po. And if you have children, you can't be lying, wanting to sleep. No, you cannot just put yourself, in isolation and say, I want to forget the whole world. I just want to sleep, sleep, sleep. You can't do that, especially if you have children. And oftentimes, sleep can also be elusive, because there are innocent children that are in the crossfire. If you are married and if you have children right now, and if you're a mom, you're a parent, I want you to listen to me right now. The child is an unwilling victim. And the sooner that you gather yourself together, and if you are the one affected, you have been betrayed, the sooner that you take a grip of yourself is a much better decision, because there is an innocent life at stake that can carry the trauma before you're gone. So you've experienced it, it's going to be painful, but how do you get out of it? How do I've heard a lot of women. I used to have a wellness hub, and when I started my career in coaching, I was a wellness hub by a known brand of weight loss. It was a weight loss and nutrition company, and I was wondering, because how come there were a lot of women in among my clients. There were more women, and many of them I was referred, and they came in with the desire to really becoming fit, becoming sexier, becoming more beautiful and more confident. And little do they know, many of them were recovering from emotional cheating and infidelity or emotional affairs. So there is, and I salute those women. You know what? I salute them for having being in that space of pursuing something for themselves. Because some women will simply sulk, and some of them would drink sleeping pills, and it would even come into a space of total wreck. You know, when emotional cheating happens, you are not simply broken into half. You're broken into small pieces. It will shatter your world, and you will come into a space of not knowing how to move forward. So if you're someone who is now in a space of wanting to take control of yourself, I salute you because you have started the journey. But for you, if you're someone right now who's still in such a space, here are some steps that you can do to regain back the lost you. Number one is you take time for yourself. Take time to grieve. It's okay to cry, to shout out. If you must shout out, shout. This is the time to embrace the emotion, to let it out. Because if you will hinder it, if you will curtail it, it's going to zap in your mental health. It is okay to cry. Grieving starts with you letting it out, letting out the pain. Because when you have pride, you've acknowledged the situation. Second, practice self care. It will not be easy. You will lose your appetite, or you may have lots of cravings. For some people, they gain weight, but you cannot do anything to solve. You can't not just do anything. I mean, be just, sulk in the space. Do something that will lift your spirit up. I've known of women who gets drunk. They call people, misery loves company. They call people of the same situation. They drunk up all night. They become, they drink, but they wake up with a headache. They wake up loathing themselves. They don't feel good. Yes, alcohol may take a moment for you to forget, but the alcohol can increase the feeling of misery. Do something that will bring you peace and increase your happy hormone, like dancing or going into the gym. Have you ever experienced the time when you just simply feel so bad? You hated the situation you're in. You go to the parlor, you have your hair color, you change your hairstyle, you put on makeup, you do something different because these actions help you in your sense of well-being, because this helps you take and experience a little bit of control that you lost during the period of emotional cheating. Isn't it right that if we can simply control our partner or our spouse, and if we have been warned way ahead, we would do everything in our space so that that person will not do that. No, we will guard. Just like a hen would guard an egg, we would do that. But hey, in as much as you did a lot, still your partner cheated on you. When you do exercise, when you do gym, when you do something for yourself, you take care of yourself, you experience a bit of control. And that will help you move forward. When you do self care, you increase your stamina. You send a signal to your brain that you can overcome. You're much more stronger. Of course, it's not verbally, but when you are strengthening your mind, you're doing a lot of exercise, your brain receives that. And so you're able to get up, you're able to move forward. No, I'm not saying that all of the sudden you simply forget. No, you don't forget it. It's not that easy. But at least you have the energy to stand up and do something for yourself. Third, to get out of emotional cheating or to recover from it. Surround yourself with supportive people, people who will give you the inputs that are not biased, inputs that are not also based on their emotional experience, because they may give you input. If it's not the right people, they may give you input out of the trigger that has been brought by your situation. That's why it's important to be with supportive people, people who wanted the best of you to bring. I've seen a lot of people destroy themselves. They ran away. They leave their family after emotional cheating, leave their household, run away with someone who have the same struggle. And remember, both of you are emotional wreck. So who will help you? So choose the right people. And that's a very reason why I invited you to Decap Coffee Republic, because the right people are in there. Fourth, seek help. A therapist or a life coach can help you process your emotions. Friends are good. You can be able to deload with them, but biases can be present in there. But when the feeling is so overwhelming to the point that you can no longer breathe, and you know, it makes you feel numb already, you need help. Stretch out, get out, get out from that comfort that you are in. Reach out to a friend. Unless you're helped, it's going to be difficult to be lifting yourself up alone. A professional help can help you better. Can help you better. This is courage. You will need a lot of strength. But if you still see life after this, you got to stand up. You got to stand up, especially if you have children. And number five, be kind to yourself. Remind yourself that you did not cause the affair, because a lot of the dialogue in the brain would see, you're not as sexy anymore. You should have done this. How come you're not able to do this? Maybe you were not able to fill in the need. Nagkulang ka. That would be it. That would be the dialogue. That's why it's important for you to be surrounded by people and to remember to be kinder to yourself. Because not everything in the world you can control. In fact, you can only control you. And no matter whatever you do, don't forget yourself. Because you came first before the relationship. You were alive before the relationship. Don't forget you. Be kinder to you. Now, when you are calmer and you're ready for a conversation, especially if you've got children, to all the moms out there, to all the parents out there, painful as it may be, if you have children, you got to get a good grip of yourself. If you come into a space that your spouse who cheated on you, committed on at the cheating, is pursuing you once again, and you wanted to give the relationship another chance, ask yourself the following question. Number one, does your spouse acknowledge the pain caused? Second, is he willing to cut off the relationship causing the issue? Is he open to seeking professional help? Can you envision a future with the person, with him? Can you still do that? Is this event an exception or a pattern? Is this a first time, second time, or a third time? You know, this hit me. You know what? Because over and over again, my mother was in a cycle of forgiving, accepting because of the children. And I appreciate it. But before you drop, before you drop everything because this is for my children, look at you first. Because if you're still in the same space, in the same condition, the same situation, the same emotion, the same feeling, it's useless to go back when you're still a wreck. It's useless. You will never be able to nurture. Fifth question: do you both love and respect each other? Is it still there? And number six, do you see consistent changes in their behavior? Because the cycle of emotional cheating can happen when you are not in control or in awareness of what you really want. It can happen. So ask yourself, especially for the Filipino families, no, for husband and wife, we want a whole relationship. We want marriage. I mean, that's why we have the song, kahit maputi na ang buhok ko. You want to stick by. But the question is, are you ready? Going back, empowering yourself, moving towards healing depends so much on your readiness. That's why we started first with you. We started first with you, really understanding to take time for yourself to grieve and do some self-care because readiness is a must. Readiness is a must. So if you want to bounce back, you want to thrive better, still with a person, you want to give another chance, have an honest conversation. After, after what you have, the self-care, after you being kind to yourself, after you've answered those questions, have an honest conversation. All areas must be discussed. Again, you ought to be ready, calmer, more focused. You have answered those questions so you know what to put in the table. And number seven, you take time to rebuild trust. Breaking someone's trust is like crumpling a perfect piece of paper. You can smooth it over, but it's never going to be the same again. So it will take so much of your time and effort to rebuild back yourself. And the person and your partner who has hurt you needs to be in a very patient mode because it will take time for you. And that has to be discussed in the open. And again, as we said, it takes time to rebuild back the trust. You have to give, number eight, give yourself some space. Some space. Breathe in. Know what's valuable to you. Understand who you are. Because when you know and you have that awareness of yourself, you can do number nine, and that is to set new boundaries. Boundaries. So that the cycle, it will not be a cycle of emotional cheating. Now, if you look into the study, emotional cheating that is unresolved or is not dealt with becomes a cycle. And for you, it may take time for you to really stand up again, but at least this time you know who you are, you know what's valuable to you, you know what you are fighting for. And you stand up much more better, much more empowered, not very emotional, not making decision out of emotion, but you understanding that I value myself and I want a better life for me. Because honestly, that's how you were designed by God to have. a better life. So take time, set boundaries, do the different steps. Remember this: healing is a journey. You walk, not race. Yes, you walk and not race. You do not need to run ahead. No, it's a process and it takes time. Take the time, take the time, heal so that you can be ready to open up a new chapter. When I was preparing this conversation that I'm sharing with you, memories came up. I was only between grade 2 and grade 3 when I learned of my dad's emotional cheating. And honestly, it was not just an emotional cheating. It graduated to become really having an emotional affair. It escalated, no, the emotion cheating escalated to the point of heavy fights. Gaslighting was there. I didn't know it was termed, gaslighting, but now that I'm learning, I realize it was it. You're too noisy. You're so you look at you. You don't even take care of yourself. I don't go home because you're so noisy. Foul languages have been thrown, and it pierced. I believe it pierced both of them, but it pained me as well. It pained me. What pained me more is seeing my mom cry, to see my mom not in the best state. I will see her detached from us, from me and my siblings. Really a cycle. It was a cycle that has happened. It didn't happen one time. No, it was a cycle that happened to her. And there was a calm moment when I remember vividly, we had a conversation. I think I was only in grade 5. Remember, this happened when I was between grade 2 and grade 3, and my father left us when I was in second year high school. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine the turmoil of my mom, the emotional turmoil of my mom, and the trauma that I've experienced, and my siblings as well? It was a cycle that scarred her a lot. There was a calm moment when I heard her, and she was telling me, what, this is my fault. I should have stayed with my boyfriend before, who was responsible, who loved me, and because I replaced him with your dad, this happened. I'm being punished. And imagine a child hearing that. I saw my mom lose weight. I saw my mom gained weight. I experienced her getting triggered over other people's stories of infidelity. She would be in there, she would meddle, she would like give advice, like it's her, it's happening to her again. It took time. And it pained a lot of people. It scarred a lot of people. But she held on to faith. When she was much more calmer, I believe somebody prayed for her, talked with her. She became more active in church, and she started picking up the pieces. And as I'm telling this to you, I just want to salute my mom. She's not perfect. She made a lot of mistakes, but she hold on to keeping her whole self. She's tried so hard to put herself back so she can nurture us, so she can raise us up. And if you're a woman right now connecting with this story and you want to give up, I know it's going to be very painful. It's still very painful, but it's not the end of the story. It's not the end of your beautiful story. I encourage you to muster yourself up. It may be the end of the wall in your sight right now, but trust me, there is more to your life. There is more. Everyone is designed to live a beautiful life. Everyone needs to experience a life of bliss, a life of being simply you and living the life that you so wanted for yourself. Help is available. If you lose your desire for life, no, hope. Hold on to hope. Hope that you will smile once again. Hope that you will taste the food. You will still taste the flavor of food. I remember my mom eating rice in a bowl with water in it because she said she just wanted to put something in her stomach because she doesn't appreciate the taste of food. You will still eat well. You will taste food once again. You will still live well no matter what. Don't ever forget, help is available. In your journey of healing and recovery, that's the thought. I will rise. I will pursue, no matter what's going to happen, I will pursue the life that was designed for me, no matter what's going to happen. And today, for all the women out there who have been hurt and in the process of healing and recovery, let me invite you wholeheartedly that you can recover. There's help available. There is a space, there's a platform right now that will give you insight on how you can move through healing and renewal. It is a space for real women with real journey on cheating, emotional cheating, and infidelity. And I'm inviting you into that space with me. Eatandlivewell.com is a digital platform where you will learn a lot how you will step up back again. In there, your well-being is a priority. Nutrition will be taught is part of it. Fitness and emotional support is available in there to ready you for the taking back of what you lost. Because we believe you deserve to find a way back to a life of joy and harmony. One of the things we need all to take notice of is that we all need to nourish in spite of the pain, in spite of of the betrayal. We need to nourish, we need to nurture, and we need to thrive so we can overcome the challenges of life. Women, and to all those who have experienced emotional cheating, healing is a journey. Let us walk together. Let us walk. No need to race. Let's just walk. And you can walk very well in eatandlivewell.com. In there, the journey back is going to be worthwhile. It's going to be worthwhile. Shout out to all of you for taking the leap, for telling yourself right now, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to regain myself because I am worth it. I am worth it. So thank you so much for hopping in with me. And if there's something that been, that has pulled your heart, and you need really a conversation, because emotional cheating, recovering from it, really needs a conversation, you can connect with me through my page, Life Coach Marife Garfin page, or you can email me at narsmarife.mg@gmail.com. Or you can connect with me at 0975995238 for a conversation. Hang in there. Hang in there. Let's all rise up. Let's walk towards healing. This is Life Coach Marife Garfin for Think Talk Broadcast. Thank you so much for hopping in with me. Love Bam Boom, Love Bam Boom, Love Bam Boom. We are broadcasting beyond borders to bring the world to your screen. Thank you so much for being here with me. God bless everyone.